Go.
Good afternoon, I'm Alan Unell, and this series of videos is Healthcare Advocacy, where we address problems in the healthcare system and then take actions to try and make a better system for all of us. Before we get started talking about reproductive rights and similar topics, I want to point out that down below in the YouTube description box is the link for the Healthcare Advocacy newsletter, which is the text for today's video. You can subscribe there for free, of course. However, in addition, in every newsletter is all the backup material and links to medical journal articles and studies. Everything I talk about is in there, and it's all available for you for free. Okay, let's get started. Let's first talk about the Supreme Court and infant mortality. It's not good. Infant death rates are higher than expected for several months after the Supreme Court struck down the federal right to abortion, with most of the increases coming from infants with birth defects. This is according to researchers that reported this in the Journal of the American Medical Association, October 21st, 2024. It's the latest evidence suggesting that infants born in states with more abortion restrictions are likelier to die before they're 1 year old. The new findings potentially indicate that frail fetuses that were more often carried to term following implementation of state abortion curbs, the Ohio State University epidemiologists wrote. Here's the results. A review of infant mortality trends for the 18 months after the Supreme Court Dobbs decision concluded that there were an average of 247 more deaths in October 2022, March 2023, and April 2023, corresponding to a 7% absolute increase in infant mortality. There was a 10% increase in infant mortality with birth defects, which can cover heart abnormalities, spinal bifida, and other disorders. Infant mortality wasn't lower than expected for any month after the Dobbs decision in June 2022. The findings track with earlier research showing a spike in infant deaths in Texas after the state in 2021 enacted a strict abortion ban with no exceptions for birth defects, the researchers wrote. Many of the states that banned or severely limited abortion have limited access to health care, poor health outcomes, and fewer safety net programs in place for mothers and children. This is according to an earlier Axios report. And of course, there's a link to that there. What can we do? Well, I have a link so that you can find your member of Congress and your senators and tell them how you feel about this and what you think they ought to do. Because this notion of forcing women to carry defective fetuses to term, who then die after birth, is just unnecessary cruelty. And it's another reason for passing the Women's Health Protection Act. You can, instead of looking for their number and calling them, go to your cell phone and send a text message to 50409, and the message is sign, SIGN, space, PNM, PNQ. That's sign, SIGN, space, PNM, PNQ to 50409. And this will automatically send them an email. The email you'll send is, I'm your constituent, and I just learned that infant mortality is on the rise significantly because women in states where abortion is hard to get are forced to carry fetuses to term. The babies born have spinal bifida, organs external to the body, and other birth defects, and they die shortly after birth. This is just cruel and needless. I don't care how you do it. Get the Women's Health Protection Act to a vote and stop this legalized cruelty. You keep saying how much you care for families, we'll show it. P.S. Here is a link to the Journal of the American Medical Association article for you and an Axios summary of the studies. And I include the links for them so their legislative analysts can go and look at it. Okay, let's go to another topic, but no more fun. This is MAGA misappropriation of funds. A month after updating Floridians on hurricanes, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis is now focusing his official office on fighting an abortion rights amendment, holding campaign-like rallies at state expense 2 weeks before the election. DeSantis' event on Monday of this past week, the 21st, was capped with a prayer from the Archbishop of Miami and the Lieutenant Governor asking people to not vote like atheists. Came after the Department of Health's top lawyer resigned over a letter he said the governor's office was forcing him to send to television stations in an effort to stop the pro-abortion amendment. This is hard to believe, and this is a completely inappropriate use of public funds, as well as mixing of church and state, which generally is illegal. Here's a bonus action. I don't know how. Number one, make sure that abortion becomes legal everywhere it's on the ballot. But second, I want you to vote accordingly, up and down the ballot, and just make lying wrong again. Thank you. That's what I've got for you. Down below, you can like, share, and subscribe. Send me comments or topics you'd like me to report on. We're going to be doing some topics in the next few days on certificates of need. You can send them here to YouTube or to my email at healthcareadvocacy1@gmail.com. Have a good day.